Okay, so we are live now, and now we will start. So we can start now.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. So yeah, this is like my source file and library and the members. For the display file, we have the member type as a DSPF. Okay, display file. And for the subfile also, we have a same type as DSPF because subfile is a part of display file. Okay, and like what is subfile? So subfiles, let's suppose you guys see like this screen. This screen is a subfile. We have here some header part that will like here we can give some filter if you want to have, or we can give the some information or instruction here. Okay, and this is also in the part of the header, and this is data is coming into the tabular format. That means it's coming to the first row, second, third, fourth columns. Okay, so if we like if we want to display a record in a tabular format, or is there any requirement, let's suppose we want to show the data for okay in the tabular format, then we will use the subfiles. Okay, subfiles mainly there are three types of subfiles. First is the load all subfiles, and second is called expandable subfile, and third one is a single page subfile. That three are the loading method of the subfiles. Okay, and we have a window subfile and message subfile also. Window subfiles it will use to display some in window. Let's suppose we want to give some hint to the user. Okay, so this is the like window subfile, and message subfile it is used to some give the error. Let's suppose I will use it 11. If you can see here option 11 is not valid. This error is coming to the with the help of message subfile. So message subfile it's used only for the display the message, or we can say it's used only to the display the warning or the error message. Okay, and load all subfiles we can load the records up to tetra 9s only in the same in the expandable subfiles. Here like I can use page up and page down. Okay, but in the load all subfile we no need to handle the page up and page down. I will show you one example for here. Okay, because here I have only few record, so here you can see the bottom. Okay, if we have a multiples record, okay, so we no need to handle the page up and page down. It will be handled by the system automatically. In case of expandable, we need to handle the page down and page up, it will be handled by the system. Okay, and in case of single page subfile, it's called the non-elastic subfile as well. We need to handle the page up and page down. Okay, so yeah, let's like how to design the subfile. So we will start the design of subfile, then we will write one basic program of the subfile. Okay, member type would be the same as a DSPF. Okay, here I have already written, so you can use option 17. Here I have added 4 record formats. Okay, so like first is a simple that we use 12. Okay, or we can use one for add. Okay, then you can see like this. So here this is the program name and this is the username. Like how we can shift the value, we can, you can see PGM name. This is the program name and this is the user, no variable because this is the constant. Just you need to use like star user that we have covered in previous session. This is the purpose of the screen, why we are using this screen. Okay, and here like on this screen you have a multiples screen, let's add, delete, uh, change, so you can move to this one. Or some, this is like we can declare as per the standard. Some company have a standard as they declare on that, so that company name on the top, then this then we this display the second of the purpose of the screen, and this is the date, and last one is the time. Okay, so this is the my header. Okay, in second you can see this is the two record format. Okay, SFL and SFLCT. Okay, let's get, we can add the new member from the face. Okay. Come out the member, open the SEM, the 17. Here from the scratch you can have like header. Okay. And here we can give the header, this type should be record because this is not a sub file. Here we can take a, we need to take a program name. Program name cannot be exceed more than 10 character. Okay, so we can declare output mode into the 10, then we can rename the field name PGM name. This is the user. Here we can take a date, the time. Here like we can use, if standard is a company name. Okay, here we can use simply employee records. Let's say. If you want to change the color, then simply we can use CB as a color value, or you can use a star, then you can change the color. If you want to take a white, take option 1, white. Okay, this is our header. Now we can come out to the header. Now we need to create the subfile. So subfile had two record formats. One is it's called SFL. Second is called to the SFL control. So SFL it means subfile buffer, and SFL control means subfile control. Okay, so we can add and give the name of SFL. DTL means SFL buffer. Then here we can give the name of a type as SFL. So it will ask to you control SFL CTL. 01 we can use, or one let. To use general indicator if we want to use. So we need SFL next change. This keyword we will take care into the next session or the next class. Okay. Here we need to use few file keywords. SFL control, this is automatically used by SFL DTL. SFL display, it's a mandatory keyword, so automatically SFL DSP control or SFL DSP control we can use. 31, 32, and SFL cleared 33, or we want to use SFL, and then we can use like suppose 34. Okay. SFL size that indicate how many record will be loaded into the buffer. So we can take data lines and SFL page, how many record will be displayed at a time onto the screen. So we can take like minimum is a 1, or we can take up to 20, 22, 23. It depends on your size, but mostly we will take 10 to 12. So, okay. So let's suppose I'm taking 5. That means we can see 5 record on a screen at a time. Okay. This is our SFL, DTL, and SFL control. Okay. And for like this type of constant variable like option, order, record, we need to define into the control record format. So take the option number 12. This is the control. Here you can see SFL control. Here you can give employee number, employee name. You can take a department, or we can take date of joining. Based on our requirement, we can declare the constant. That means how many columns we want to the screen. The main subfile, we need to declare the variables. So here you can take a, because this is the subfiles, we will just display the record. We are not going to take any action like edit up and delete. So just if you want to display the record, so we can take in output mode only. So this is the numeric variable. So take the 6 for the output, and length, let's suppose 6 or 8. Here you can see it's repeated 5 times. Okay, because we have the SFL page as a 5. If we have SFL page equal to 10, so it will repeat it 10 times. So okay, and second SFL name, we can rename 15. Okay, so department, we can take this date of joining. Okay, so for department, like we can rename the variable as 1 dpt. This one also we can rename emp name. Rename so number as one means that will indicate to the subfile screen 1. Okay, and we have d1 d2, that means this is the display file. If we want to change the color, so we can change the color here. You cannot change the color from here because this is the different record format. This is the control and this is the buffer, but it will show together because we have a overlay keywords, and we can say both SFL and SFL control in record format. If you want to change something here, then you can see like this way. in the control record format, you cannot declare here like F3 or XZ, okay? Because in the control record format, it will start from here. Then if it will start from the buffer, that means this is the allocate to the for buffer. So you cannot take here like, if you will see here, there is no error, okay, in here. If I will declare F3 here, so it will show the error. Okay, when you will try to compile, it will show the error. Okay, let's try. Error entity is not allowed with the specified general level. You can see now error. Why we have error? Because it saying our control start from here. Okay, then we specify the buffer from here. If we starting the buffer, then we cannot use the control into the bottom. Okay, so we need to delete this now. If we can use F3 here, then it will not give the error because this is this part for the control. If once we start buffer, then we cannot use control part in bottom to the buffer. Now we can we'll compile. It's compiled. Okay. So like same I have here. This is the header which we declare. The subfile. I have a second page as a 10, 12. So this is the ID, name, department, state, date of joining. Okay. Same which we like use. We can see here the name S1EMP ID and here S1EMP name. Okay. This is the control for this one. Okay. And this one for footer. I have used one field the output and the value into the program. For this one, I have used a keyword. There are two keywords we can use for the field, like added code and added word. Okay, so here I use added word. Go to the editing keywords, and this is the added word. Like space, space, space 4 times. If you will like this way, so it will display the 0 initially, and use this one. Or you can use added code as a by. So by for the date. Okay. And this is the program where I have used SFL FM1 display file. This is the RPG program, so we can go through the RPG program. Okay. This is the option, like we can no debug input IOD and default activation group no. So this is the use for into the debug mode. If you are doing the debug, so it will not go to the open the file and every time input output operation, it will just read the record and burn it. This is the physical file we declare in update mode. Okay. And if this we want to write a record, so we can declare the addition and key and disk of a physical file. This is my subfile name, and yeah, for that registration. Okay, here you can see S file. S file is a keyword that used into the file level IPF spec, and here we will use the subfile record format, because subfile have two record format. One is a buffer, second is a control. So here we use the buffer record format, which is associated with the SFL keyword. Okay, so this is the SFL DTL 01 and columns. Then we use the one field that are linked to that buffer. So like this is the physical file. Okay. Here you can see RN number 4671. This is the like these are the records of the physical file. What's every record has a one RN number 467. Okay. So for that, that means we can say every record is associated with the RN number. So in the same way, for the subfile also, when we load the record into the buffer, then we need to associate the RN number. For example, let's suppose we load the 100 records into the files. If we want to fetch a particular record into the subfile buffers, then we need to then any condition, so we can use the RN number. So okay, so RN number is a mandatory to associate with the subfile buffer. This is the subfile buffer record format name, and this is the variable name that we declare here RN as a 50, or we can declare 4050. Okay. And second one is a earlier we used IND It's a also file level keyword indicator data structure. This is the DS name. Okay. This name should be matched from this DS name. Okay. If you are like here, you are using like something DS. Okay. So and here you are using indicator DS, then it will not work. Here also name should be same as a DS. Okay. And DS. Okay. This is the declaration type DS. It's indicate to the data structure. Here I will use exit, cancel, disable DSP. Okay. I will use if you will see here F3, that means CF3, CF3, CF12, then use F3, F12. For 31, 32, 33, 34, we have used SFL DSP. Here you can see SFL DSP 31. So here we have 31 as a SFL DSP, SFL DSP control 32. Okay. And SFL DSP, sorry, SFL clear is 33. So 33, SFL and is 34, so it's a 34. Which indicator we are using here? Then same indicator we are using here. Okay. And we need to give the name, which name you want to use into the inside the program. Okay. That means we can say we rename the indicator name 03 to exit, 12 to cancel, 31 to disable DSP, or you can mention here display control. That variable name can be based on our based on our uh, naming convention. And this is indicator DS, so we can do okay. We can have a DS1 here in the all 6, or we need to rename the record for sorry, data structure name. Data structure name should be same. Okay. But this is not like fixed indicator DS, you can take any name. Okay. Then this is the PSDS. Here no need to declare any name of the data structure. Okay. So 1 to 10, sorry, 10 length, we can have a position 324 to 333. It gives the program name. This is the work variable. Okay. This is the indicator. If you need, this is the I declare F3 exit F2 equal to cancel. For the footer, I have not taken any constant. Okay. Let's suppose if you are using a multiple record formats, okay, or in some record formats you want to use two key F3, F12, in the some you want to F6, in somewhere you want to F8, F9, F10. So for that we can have a one output field, and that output fields we can move the value into the program based on our requirement. Okay. For the subfiles, this is the simple, okay, loop do while exit equal to op and cancel equal to op. If F3 and F12 both are the op, then it will work. Okay. If any one is on, it will be come out to the loop. Okay. This is the subroutine: assemble clear, assemble load, assemble display. For writing any code in for subfile, they're like, we can say thumb rule. We should use the first clear the subfile, then load, then display. Okay. If you are not clear the subfile, if you will load the subfile, so you can load the subfile, but it will maybe first time it will load correctly, second time it will throw the error, or it will throw, it will load the wrong value as well. Okay. And second one is the load. So in the load, we will load the record from physical file to the our subfile buffer. Okay. And third one is a display, because you have loaded the record from our database file to the subfile buffer, but till now we didn't display the record onto the screen. So we need to display the record onto the screen. After displaying record, if you want to like perform any operation, if someone taking any option or something, then we can check the condition here. Okay. Folks, I'm coming to the assemble clear subroutine. This is the begin SR and this is the end SR. Okay. Begin SR, I have used the assemble clear is equal to on. Assemble clear is my indicator. Okay. This is the assemble clear indicator. You have to on this clear indicator. Okay. And RN value should be 0. Okay. Before write. And here you can use the write. But here you are writing SFL control, not as a buffer. Okay. Earlier I told we have two record format, SFL buffer and SFL control. So here we will write the SFL control record format. Okay. After writing, okay, that means once you perform this line, when this line will execute, your buffer will be clear. SFL buffer will be clear. Now you have to off this SFL clear indicator, because if you will not off this indicator, if this indicator turned on, then you cannot load the subfile. It will throw the error, because once you say your SFL clear indicator turned on and you are trying to load, that means one times you are trying to write the record and another indicator is trying to clear the record. Okay, so this indicator should be off after clearing the subfile buffer. Okay. Now moving on to the SFL load subroutine. Here it's a simple program. Just we use the settle with starting position and read and do while not end of file. This is the physical file field. So I'm moving that field into the screen fields. Okay. And after that, I'm here you can see RN number plus equal to 1. That means I'm increasing the length. I'm increasing the value of the RN variable. So once initially it will come to the 0, then it will come as a 1. Then I will use the write subfile buffer, then read again, then it will move the value, then 2, then write. That means because this variable is linked to the SFL buffer. Okay. So so that means this is the RN of the subfile buffer. So you have to increase the RN number every time before writing a new record. Okay. Once you will reach on the end of file, then it will come to the out. Then it is a display. Okay, here I'm checking the condition. You can say if RN value, let's suppose your file having a more than 10,000 records. Okay, more than 9 records. So we cannot load the record more than 9s. It will throw the error. So I am checking the condition. If my RN reached on to the 4 times 9, so it come to the leave as a, this is the sub opcode. It will be used to come out the subroutine. When you will go to this condition, so it will not execute these lines. It will come to the here. It will come to the undo loop and all condition. That means we can say after this line, just it will set the pointer to the last of the NSR. Okay, and display. Here we have like display. You can use a loop because if you want to perform some operation, if you don't want to perform operation, then you can no need to take the option of the loop. Here you can see I have on 3 indicators: SFL DSP, DSP control, and SFL and. This is the optional. Okay, you can on or off. Okay, this is not a mandatory, but both are the mandatory. SFL DSP and DSP controls to display the record on the screen. Okay, so first I op on the both indicator SFL DSP and DSP control. Okay, but we don't know, let's suppose we have a record in the file or not. Okay, so if we don't have any record into the physical file, okay, or we can say if we don't have any record in here, so it will go to, it will not go to the, in this condition come to the directly end to end NSR. So it will not write any record into the buffer because we don't have any record into the physical file. So your RN will be 0. This will not increase. Here what I'm checking if RN less than 1, that means it's still 0. Okay, so it will indicate my database file or my physical file, or we can say my we did not load any record into the physical sorry, into the subfile buffer. So if we are not loading any record, or we don't have any record to write into the buffer, in that case you need to off this indicator SFL DSP, else it will create a problem, or we can say it will throw the error that called the session or device error. Okay, this error we will see as a practically. Okay, and this is the like I have used FRTK as a footer key for the F3 and F12. Okay, header message is a main screen. Okay, I have write header. This will be header, that means company name or user time. Okay, and program name. And footer it will F3 and F12. Which one I want to execute, that will be the exfmt. Okay, in the exfmt we will use the control record format name. Okay, after that just I use if F3 equal to on, come out to the end sub program. Okay, so let's compile and call to this program. You can see the screen. This is the program name. This is the user. So this is where I logged. This is the screen. This is the main screen which we will move into the variable. This is the date and time. This is our labels, or we can say constant. Okay, and this is our employee ID and name. We don't have any name for the employee ID 4, so that's why we don't have any name or the department. Okay, if this is the F3 and F12, we move into the bottom. This I use SFL end, that's so to the end. Let's suppose it come to the end. Okay, F3 come out, and here what we can do, next we are doing the SFL page equal to, let's suppose 3. Okay, I have another program. Through that program we can add the record, or we can modify the record. Okay, Let me add one more record. Okay, I have added few records into the file. Okay. In my program, like call this program. So you can see here, it should display only 3 records because I have changed the SFL page as a 3 from 12. After that, you can see more dot dot dot. This is indicate to we have more records. If I will press page down, you can see 1, 2, 1, 3, 4. New record is a 5, 7, 8. Now you can see it's a bottom. We don't have any record on the, so no need to press the page down. If you will press the page down, it will throw the error like roll up page down page. Okay. So this is the use of SFL END keywords. Okay. If you want to more, or there are 2 types, more dot dot and plus sign as well. If you will use plus, then it will indicate as a plus sign. Okay. So this is the simple subfile. Okay. So like here, it first it's clearing the screen, then loading, then displaying the record. Okay, let's suppose I have this file, right? This file having few records. Let's suppose I'm clearing this record. Okay, so we are I'm deleting a record and I'm taking backup. Here we can shift F1. Okay, we can change F1. Here you can take option 3. Okay, here I'm writing some temp file into the course. Okay, Kumar library. Okay. Shift F1, 3. Now you can see file temp in K Kumar was created. So now you can change this one again, F1. Now we can use delete from emp detail. Now 6 row deleted, but we have backup into the temp library, temp file in K Kumar library. Okay. So here, if I will call this program, then it will not display the record. It will display the blank. Okay, and it's not throwing any error because we handle the error. Which error? Here, if you can see here, this one. What, like I'm first I on the all indicator, then I'm checking if rn equal to less than 1, then I'm doing the of this indicator. If let's suppose I'm not checking this condition or I'm not performing any operation, now it will check condition, but it will do nothing. Okay, and it will throw the error now. This is a device error. We will do the F1, then we'll try to. Okay, here you can see the error and details. Okay, why it's occur and whatever the region and what and which line number it's occur. Okay, you can see here at line number 104. Okay, I don't think we have 104 lines in our programs. We have only 103 lines. Okay, so for this one you have to use one keyword in RPG. Source statement. Okay. If we, this is the advantage of this indicator. Sorry, of keywords. If we are using this keywords, okay, let's compile this program again and called again. Error will be come because we are not handling any error, but line number would be the change. You can see the line number is now changed as a 88. Earlier it was coming as a 104. Okay. Now if you go to the program, so the 88 line number you are trying to write or XMT 88 NER XMT. Okay. EXFMT SFL CTL01. But earlier it was coming as a 104. If people go to the spool file, okay, this is a last compile of the program. Okay, we will see 104. We have same line. Okay, here you can see 88. Okay, this is the actual line. This is the compilation line. Okay, the thing is that if you are not using a key keyword as a star src then error line will be matched through the in the spool file from this line. Okay, if we are using that indicator, sorry, that of keywords, in that case it will be matched to the actual line number from the source code. That means you no need to check the spool file. If you are not using that keyword, then you need to compile the program into the qtemp library. Then you need to check the line number into the spool file. So okay, whenever you are writing a program, so you can have you can create some habit, so you can use this node debugging.io and source statement keywords. Okay, this is the very useful keywords. Okay, if I remove will uncomment this line, this commented line, now it will not throw the error. Okay, it we handle the error. Okay, in here in the load we will see what we are doing. We are reading a file. Okay, here we are reading a file and we are assigning a value from physical file to the screen fields. Okay, we can link the screen field to the physical file as well. Okay, so in that case no need to assign the value. Okay, here what 17 and this is buffer 12. Okay, S1 EMPID and this one is a S1 EMP name. I'm deleting this one. Okay, this one as well. Now you can press F10. Okay, after pressing F10 you can see display database field list, display all field from input output. So you can option 1. Okay, then we need to take the file name. Here you can take, this is the file name. Okay, option 1 file name. Why I take the F4? Because I don't know the file name. If you don't know the file name, then you should have the name of the library K Kumar, then record. So you have to select the record format. You can use and which mode you want to. There are 8 fields: employee ID, name, department, company, state, date of joining. Okay, in which, like, if one display extended field description, if two display or input, F3 display for output, F4 display for both. So we want to the output mode only. So take the option 3, employee ID, employee name, department, state, and date of joining. Okay. Now hit the enter. Okay. You can see here all the field. Okay. If I will use here %1, 1 indicate employee name. So I want to delay the employee ID. So ID the sorry. This is the employee ID. So here you can use the option number 3. This two we have earlier deleted. Okay. So use the option number 3 %3. Now you can see it deleted. Okay. Here %3 again emp name. Okay. Now I will delete this one as well. This one. EMP department. Use option %3 department state %3 for state, or this is for the date of joining. So here you can use like %4. All the fields are referred to the physical file. Okay. So in that case, I have deleted the all fields with the name of S1. Okay. No need to do anything. Okay. Usually customer the file field name would be the same as the file name. Come out to the screen. I will compile this. Okay. It's compiled. Now I have to change the field names. Okay. Here what? Yeah. Now we can comment out. Okay. Why not needed? Because physical file name, physical file field name, and skin field names now same. So no need to assign the value. When you read the file, emp id populated, the same name we have into the screen. Compile and call. We don't have any data in. Why? Because we don't have any data into the file. Now insert into this one, like from 6 to inserted. That means earlier what we have, it's recovered. Now call to this program. Now we have record. Okay. You can use more. Okay. So if you want to reference, okay, then we can take the reference as well. Okay. In the reference, no need to change the name. Okay. If you're not changing the name of the fields in the screen, then no need to move the value. Okay. After reading the file, because we have the same name into the file, particular file and the skin fields. Okay. So for today, we have like cover the session. So we can close the session from here.
If anyone have any query, please type in the chat box. We are having the clinical sessions at 6:30. So please join the clinical sessions.